It is that time of the year when we start to think about out-of-doors events, going out there and maybe checking out our state parks, maybe doing a little camping, and we're going to find out about that next right here on Travel Michigan.
We are. We're talking with Maya Stevens, a recreation programmer with the Department of Natural Resources here in Michigan. And, you know, if folks are looking to get out the house, spring fever, if you will, there's really not any better place to do it than in our Michigan state parks.
Oh, my goodness. We have so much happening in state parks this year. I could not be more excited. You know, it's kind of funny. We've often thought about state parks as a destination for camping trips, which is absolutely true. We have 101 state parks, 134 state forest campgrounds, and everything from rustic to modern camping experiences, as well as some lodges for some people who need a little bit more, kitchens and whatnot.
Or just like that. I like that.
I know.
It's not that I need it.
Hey, and if you really want to get interesting, we have yurts. So, in case you've ever wanted to yurt, you now can. So.
Are those yurts open year-round?
Some of them are, yes.
Because I've been in a yurt in the middle of the winter, and I got to tell you, that's when I do need those nicer cabins.
Yeah, that's not for the faint of heart, but definitely for the adventurous.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So at state parks, we actually have that vast array, that great variety of camping types. What's really the most popular camping type for people in Michigan?
Actually, our modern facilities, because you get the camping experience, whether you have a tent or a pop-up or a Class A motor coach, and you still have the modern amenities. So even if you're in a tent and you like, kind of being out in the woods, you still have showers and flushable toilets available and hot water.
Yeah,
See, that's my kind of camping.
Well, yeah, me too. It's funny because my wife and I, when our son was young, we would do the tent thing all the time, and we try to be as rustic as possible. And as a little kid, he didn't care at all,
right?
Because he is just like another playground, another dirt box or whatever. But the older I get, the more I want a nice, fresh, warm shower and things like that.
Or sound soft, Dave. We need to move on.
I know. Absolutely.
Well, if that is the case, and I actually hear it a lot, that a lot of times people say, oh, state parks aren't for me because I don't really like to camp. And it always strikes me as interesting because I see state parks, and always have, as a place you can go after 5. It's a wonderful getaway. So even if it's Tuesday evening and you want to be outside, you don't necessarily want to be in, you want to enjoy that wonderful pure Michigan weather, we're offering lots, actually more than 1,000 programs this year that are perfect for if you just want to go and visit for the afternoon. We have 2 programs in particular that I think most people, it's kind of one of those hidden secrets. We have Rec 101, which is a series of about 500 events statewide where you can learn how to do all different kinds of recreation. We like to say everything from archery to windsurfing.
Wow.
And we provide all the gear and expert instruction at absolutely no charge to participants.
Now, does that include things like fishing? You will actually teach people how to fish?
Yes, absolutely. Hiking, biking, paddling, fishing, birding. We have, archery, if I think I mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Disc golf. And it's what's really exciting is we do have a lot of DNR experts that are teaching it, but we're actually partnering up with a lot of private businesses, guides, outfitters, or just, we actually have some disc golf professionals in Michigan. And so we're partnering up with them to actually provide that expertise. We've been very fortunate to find a lot of passionate volunteers who love the outdoors and want other people to love them as well.
Well, a lot of the challenge really of camping for most people is that if they haven't ever done it before, they're a bit intimidated, but they also just don't have the equipment, the basic, tent and whatever.
Yeah.
So what do you offer that people can take advantage of there?
Well, similar to Rec 101, we actually have a Camping 101 program. And it's exactly what we do with Rec 101, where we provide the gear and expert instruction. And the only difference is we do have a little bit of a charge. So you get, from the North Face, you get gear to use for the duration of your stay. You get expert instruction on everything on, how to set up a campsite, how to pop up a tent, or even how to make s'mores. And you get all of that for 2 nights plus 2 nights of camping, and that's all just $20.
That's a steal.
Who is your partner with that?
The North Face. Actually.
The North Face. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good of them.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about the Passport program. It's relatively new, so why don't you kind of bring us through that?
Yeah. The Recreation Passport's been around since October of 2010. It is our new way of funding state parks, but it does so much more than just get you access into all of those parks. You also have access to a lot of boating access sites that you used to have to pay fees for. You actually are also helping to preserve historic and cultural destinations. And 10% of all the proceeds go back to community recreation areas as well. So we have a grant program that helps fund things like new tennis courts or new soccer fields. Because, a lot of times when we think about recreation, it's not just about state parks. But a majority of the funds do go to help support state parks, and it is the one thing you need to make sure when you're going to state parks you can get in.
So for an in-state resident, this is the little box that you check that says, okay, for $11, add that to my car licensing so I can have the passport.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
It's very easy.
I know, and it's almost half of what it was before.
That's right.
It's amazing. It used to be, let's see, when I first started with the DNR, it was $24 a year for an annual permit, and now it's only $11.
Well, and still, for out-of-state residents, it's a really good deal. If you think about out-of-state residents being able to use any of the Michigan state parks for a year, what does that cost?
If you're a non-resident, it's $31.50. And it does. It gets you access to all 101 state parks and all 134 state forest recreation areas, which are really just our rustic campgrounds.
Yeah. And so what is the, like on your license plate, does it have the little P, somewhere?
Yeah, on your tab. It's actually funny. I get that question a lot. There's two different ways to make sure you've actually purchased your passport when you renewed your license plates. One is the tiny little P in the middle of your tab on your license plate tab. The other is if you look at your registration, right under where it says Michigan registration, it'll say Recreation Passport.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And actually, just a little tip, lesser-known tip, is if you actually, if you go online to our state parks page, you can find out information. There are 1,200 businesses where if you show them your registration and it says that Recreation Passport on it, you can get a freebie or a discount.
I have to do that because I keep on forgetting it because hard to believe I eat a lot at a lot of restaurants and I'm always looking for discounts.
Yeah.
So you go to michigan.gov/state parks for that list?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to have to do that myself.
So what are some of the, for folks that are getting out and about, what are some of the more popular Rec 101 or Camping 101 programs that you guys have?
Well, Camping 101 is actually available at 17 of our state parks. And some of the locations are absolutely stunning. And I will say, and I'm kind of particular because I live in the Traverse region, but Interlochen State Park and Traverse City State Park both offer Camping 101. And which that means that you can either have a wonderful within the state park experience, or like at Traverse City, when you're parked there and you're camping out, there's a lot of other things to do in the area as well. So it's a great way to explore the region.
Of course, RV camping is more popular now than I think it's ever been, but it costs a lot for all that gas. What do you recommend people do? If they're looking for just kind of deals or close by places to do RV camping.
Actually, I don't know if you know this, but state parks actually offer it's a kind of a way to save gas. It's our Gas Saver program. So if you have an RV and you want to come up north or you want to go explore, say, the west side of the state, maybe go over visit Yankee Springs out near Gun Lake. Beautiful destination, but you don't want to have to bring your RV with you all the time. You can actually leave it there. We have a Gas Saver storage program where as long as you come and camp with us within another 2 weeks, you can actually park your RV. We'll make sure it's secure on site, and you don't have to be toting it back and forth from your house.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
The DNR, smart people.
Saving you money all the time.
I actually had that idea.
Yeah, see.
I just never did anything with it. That's like most of my good ideas. Well, that sounds great. So people should take advantage of these programs, and to learn more, it's really simple to do. Just go to michigan.gov/state parks. And you'll get all that info. Thank you, Maya. Maya Stevens, the recreation programmer for the Department of Natural Resources, and we thank her for being with us today. Hope you get out there and have a great time, in fact. Hope you get out and have a great time all throughout Michigan, and we hope we've given you some ideas, and we do thank you for being with us today. We invite you to join us next week right here on Travel Michigan. Thank you to Mark Blackwell for engineering today's program, and on behalf of Michelle Banash and myself, have a good one. We'll talk to you next week right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at michigan.org.